You will be recorded. All right, good afternoon. This is the Wednesday, September 8th meeting of the Design and Project Review Committee. We do have a quorum. We're calling the meeting to order. Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules to allow member participation electronically or by telephone.
Second.
All right, Katie, call the roll, please.
So I was trying to take stock on who all is here. Knighton,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Biggs,
Aye.
Vanetta,
Aye.
Eckersberg,
Aye.
H. Sandino, H. Sandino, Hyank,
Aye.
Tristan, Griffith.
Aye.
We have a quorum.
All right, great. Next item of business is the August 25th draft meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Katie, call the roll.
Knighton,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Biggs,
Abstain.
Vanetta,
Aye.
Eckersberg,
Aye.
H. Sandino, Hyank,
Aye.
Tristan, and Griffith.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. First item of new business, 1404, 1408 Greenleaf Street. Donnelly Floater, architect, and Russell and Paul Wagner, property owners, request a variation from section 6-6-4-4 of the Evanston zoning code to allow a non-conforming structure to be increased in size and expand the non-conforming residential use in said structure for the construction of an addition to an existing non-conforming residential structure in the B1 business district. The Zoning Board of Appeals is the determining body for this case in accordance with section 6-3-8-10 of the Evanston zoning code. All right, Donnelly, tell us what's going to happen here. I saw her on. Are you on, Donnelly?
Unmute, Donnelly.
I thought I did. Sorry about that. I think I hit it too quickly and it didn't undo. In any case, hi, everyone. Thanks for having us on the agenda today. As was said before, it's a B1 property. The front main building is a 2-story brick. I hesitate to call it a 2-flat. It's got, the first floor is a storefront and with some open space behind that storefront area, and the second floor is an apartment. That first floor storefront is used by the owner, Russell Wagner, as his business address. He is in the business of creating and repairing stringed musical instruments. The back building is approximately, both buildings are about 100 years old, which is saying nothing these days. Almost everything in Evanston is 100. A frame, 1-story, looks more like a house building at the back of the lot. They've both been there that long. And then the a detached garage, which is newer. It's probably, Russell can correct me, but I think it's about 10 or 12 years old. It replaced a garage that was on that same spot. The goal of the project, well, Russell and his wife Paula have owned this property for 17 years. The entire time they've lived on the second floor of the front building and have had rented the house in the back to tenants, the same tenants that whole time. Then those tenants had decided to move elsewhere, and that got Russell and Paula thinking about what to do with their property. So the goal is to renovate that little house at the back to make it suitable for them to live in, and to allow them to rent the apartment in the front building. And Russell can speak more to this in a bit, but then his business will remain in the storefront until such time as he's ready to retire. The net gain in, well, we don't have a lot coverage issue at all because of the zoning and the size of the lot. The additional square footage on the ground for this property is just under 100 square feet, so not much of an increase there. The bulk of the addition is obviously the second floor. If you see on the drawings that's shown on the screen right now, there's a little dotted line representing where the current roof is. And then you can see what we're proposing to raise the roof and create 2 rooms and a bathroom on the second floor, and remodel the first floor to enable them to live in this house. If Russell wants to add something, or if there are questions that I can answer, I'll be here. Russell, do you want to talk a little bit about your goals for this, or I'm not sure what the commission wants to hear.
Donnelly, thank you so much. I think I'd like to speak a few minutes about who we are and a little bit about our history in Evanston and why we want to do this. We moved to Evanston in 1982 our first house was in the corner of Washington and Asbury. It's like the worst house in the area, and we proceeded to completely restore it. And I built a significant addition, historical in style, to the back, and also built a large garage in the style of the house. And very proud to have received from Evanston a recognition of outstanding achievement, Evanston preservation, and the property ended up being on historic record. Back in those days, homeowners could do even their own drawings and designs, which I did, and did all the work myself. Back in 2005, I was walking along and saw this building on Greenleaf and just fell in love with it because it had these large north-facing windows, which give me north light for my work on my instruments. Kind of blinded by love on the building, bought it, and it ended up being kind of condition-wise a disaster. We ended up literally tearing down the whole front wall, rebuilding it, and so forth. We inherited tenants in the house out back. We never even looked at the house. Last November, they moved out and went in there, and it was discovered the place is just in appalling condition. Something had to be done. We have to do major renovation no matter what. It's the worst eyesore in the neighborhood, and we'd like to make it nice. The place has zero insulation. We'd like to get really good insulation so the house is greener, and at the same time recycle as much materials as we possibly can. Enlisted Donna Lee to make designs, and here we are. Basically, the house as it is just too small. It is 3 bedrooms, but the bedrooms are tiny, really unlivable. And we came up with the idea of bumping up the roof. I think it's about a total of 5-6 feet, something like that. And putting a couple bedrooms upstairs and just one nice sized bedroom downstairs so we can have single floor living along with the laundry as we age. My wife Paula and I, she's about 64, I'm 65. Knees are starting to go, getting tired of climbing those steps. And we really like to stay in our property in Evanston. And I'd like to continue working in my shop. So basically, we're swapping one rental unit for another. It's probably a wash in terms of income once we get it going. 2013, as Donnelly said, the garage out there was the worst ramshackle metal shed. It was a terrible eyesore. So we redesigned and built that garage. And that at that time, we had to have a zoning approval on that because of its proximity to the house. And it was required that we build it solid masonry, full footings, and just the fire issues, which we did. It turned out beautifully, and real proud of that. I did most of that work myself. So on this project, I intend to be not only general contractor, but do as much of the work as I possibly can myself as well.
So Mr. Wagner, I'll stop you there and see if anybody from the committee has any questions that might help them in their review, and any other comments. Any staff questions? All right, going once, going twice.
Wow.
Is there a motion?
We put them to sleep.
Does somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we recommend approval to the ZBA.
I'll second.
All right, Katie, please call the roll. And Katie, it looks like Edgar was in the meeting and he stepped out, so make sure to call on Michael Callahan as his replacement.
So, all right. So Naiden,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Biggs,
Aye.
Eggersberg,
Aye.
Benetta,
Aye.
Hyank,
Aye.
Griffith,
Aye.
and Callahan.
Aye.
Katie, can you please add M. Tristan, Fire Department? Aye.
And Mario Tristan Fire Department votes in favor. Motion carries.
And then did you get Ahmed on there? I think both Mario and Ahmed were like just after when we called the meeting to order. So just want to make sure you got both of them.
Aye.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I only thought I'm only viewing 2 rows on my screen, so sorry about that. Okay.
All right, so got that covered. Moving on, and then this will be at ZBA when? What's the date for the ZBA?
September 21st at 7 p.m. And that is
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to thank you all for continuing on the process of government. I know it's really difficult these days, so it's really important. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, 329 Howard Street. This is a recommendation to the zoning administrator, Dwayne Brown. Lisi submits for an administrative review use for a type 2 restaurant, Lotus Bud in the B3 business district. So Mr. Brown, if you want to walk us through what you're proposing, and then the zoning administrator has provided some staff recommendations. We'll go over those real quick and send you on your way.
Hello, how you doing, everybody? Thank you for having me. This is it will be a restaurant called Lotus Bud. The basics of the restaurant is loaded potatoes. We'll be selling loaded potatoes with vegetables, meats, and everything. The restaurant doesn't need a hood, so everything is used off electricity. Electrical oven, electrical microwave, heater. I believe that it'll be a good addition to the building, 329 Howard Street. We have a few other restaurants and storefronts right there. That's about it.
All right. And have you reviewed the staff recommendations in
So-
terms of the hours of operation?
Yeah, so the hours of operation, yeah, from 10 to 9 p.m. And then they also said if I want to go past that, I would need a security guard. And also either the glass for, with the staff, you mean 2 to 5 employees? Is that what you're talking about?
Did you say the part about 2 to 5? I think that what you've presented is 2 to 5 employees per shift. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. And then deliveries will occur in the alley or the rear of the building. Howard Street's a busy street, so making sure that those happen at the rear of the property is a big concern.
Okay,
And that the front doors are not used for deliveries. And I think that those are the, sort of the generally big ones. Staff have any other additions or concerns that they want to add on this?
I would just recommend that you are, though you're not required to, that you consider making sure that you have recycling. And also if you could consider doing a commercial composting program for your food waste, that would be great.
commercial,
Composting. There is a
Okay.
firm in town that works with the city of Evanston that provides commercial composting services, although I'm sure that's not the only thing. But again, I want to stipulate this is not in any way a requirement. It's merely something that we ask restaurants to consider at this point.
okay, appreciate it.
Sure.
Any other comments? If not, if somebody would like to make a motion, that'd be great.
I will make a motion for approval, subject to the conditions, or a positive recommendation to the zoning administrator, subject to the conditions outlined in the zoning administrator's memorandum.
Second.
All right, Katie, please call the roll.
Knighton,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Biggs,
Aye.
Eckersberg,
Aye.
Vanetta,
Aye.
Ink,
I.
Griffith,
Aye.
Callahan,
Aye.
Tristan,
Aye.
and H. Sandino.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Great. I don't think there's any other business. Katie, do we have a meeting next week?
Mhm.
Do we have items for next week?
Yes, we have one item.
You don't need to tell me what they are. I just want to let everyone know that there's a meeting next week. So, great. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. All right, see you all next week. Thanks.